Well, hopefully, with any luck, have this done by late afternoon here. I took half a day off of work because I wanted to get this done before the rain, because we got chances of rain tomorrow, although they've been dropping, which is a real pisser because we need it. But yeah, got both trucks empty. That first field ended up only going about 46.5 bushel an acre, which I don't know. It ain't good by any means. It ain't terrible, 'cause the center section of that field in the long rows at one point had all the topsoil stripped off of it to use for fill when they built that house there next to it. So that center section of that field is generally kind of meh to begin with. And then I'm pretty sure the drought had affected some of how these heads filled out, because they're nice big heads, but if you shell them out by hand, they're not completely full of grain. So my guess is, because they started flowering right after we got our last decent rain at the end of May there, and basically, or the beginning of May, sorry, end of May. Son of a bitch, I'm all fucked up right now. But anyway, this stuff basically gone through all of June without getting much of any rain, and that's when it's the most crucial to get it, because that's when you're filling the grain out. And I'm pretty sure it started aborting some of the pods in the head. So, not to mention the drowned out spots and the spots that got thin because of all the rain we got in May. So it's kind of a double whammy. But this field, actually the heads look a little bigger, and this field's got a better stand in it because this ground lays a little drier, so it didn't get hit so bad with all the rain we had last fall. So we'll see what it does, but I'm gonna haul with Dad's truck pretty much all day. Well, I'm gotta fill that, haul that in, bring it back empty, get it as full as I need to, and then I gotta make sure I got one completely full hopper in the combine to dump into my truck, because I'm gonna save that to plant this fall. So that's the biggest thing I gotta work, is I gotta make sure I have a good full hopper in the combine, because I need that much wheat to plant what I want to get planted this fall. So anyway, I think she's warmed up sufficiently, so let's get at her. auger put out. Check to see how we're cleaning and go from there. Well, that's got some shit in it, but I'm pretty sure it's because of all that damn grass I went through going around the outside. That should take care of most of the trash. It was all right on that outside edge. Except I'm getting some unthrashed heads out here. Tighten my concave up a bit. But I'm not seeing any kernels on the ground, so we're not blowing anything out the back. So I guess tighten my concave up one notch and keep on rolling. Well, that's the outside rounds. Ended up, I adjusted my concave in twice and closed up my lower sieve a little bit. Now it's not doing too bad. I'm still getting a little bit or a couple unthrashed heads out in the field, but they're on the bottom of the windrow, which means that they're making it through the concave. And I'm wondering if it's because this thing's got the corn and soybean concave in it, which, if I remember right, is the large wire. I think the small grain concave is the small wire, and it's got more of them. So, being a corn and soybean special, I don't know if you're ever going to get it 100%. But I don't think it's doing that bad. A wheat screen would help a lot. It's a little cooler out today. It's only about 87 instead of 93. Big difference. This stuff is shelling a little harder over thrashing. Not shelling, this ain't corn. This stuff thrashing a little harder overall because it's a little wetter than that other field. This stuff, I tested, it's about 13.4. So not quite as dry, but still time to go. Of course, I also tested it. It was on the end rows, so, and it was right up in here where it was in that patch of grass, so it's probably a little wetter in there to begin with. So it's probably going to drop when I get out into the field. Still not seeing any grain on the ground though, and that is the important part. Don't want to be blowing a bunch out the back. So unfortunately, this straw is going to get rained on because I'm not going to have time to get it baled. the guy that wanted the straw is baling that first field I got cut. He's probably baling that by now. He was gonna hit it today. And I'm gonna bale what I want off of, or what I need to fill my barn off of this. And then he's gonna take the rest. So probably gonna bring the super out here and bump the windrows over if depending on how much rain it gets and how it dries out. So might even get a video of raking. We shall see, but I'm gonna keep on keeping on because we need to get this truck. See how well you ride there. I set the camera there before in my other truck, so hopefully this one will do the same thing. There's not quite a full load on this, but it's full enough, and the elevator closes at 4, so I got about 35 minutes to get down there, which ain't no big deal. You go from driving my truck with the baby 350 in it to this thing that's got a, don't know who that is. This thing's got the 366 big block in it, plus a 5-speed. My truck's a 4-speed. That extra 16 cubes makes a huge difference. But this one's also a lot thirstier than my truck is too, so that extra 16 cubes makes a big difference in fuel economy too. Camera fell forward on me, so I cut you off for a minute. There's really no good place to mount a camera in here without a mag mount. You really need a mag mount. I think that's getting a plug fuel filter in this thing. You get on some flat ground and you really go to stand in it to try to get going, and it kind of falls on its ass, which is the same thing my truck did when the fuel filter started to plug in it. I know it ain't ignition because it ain't missing, it just kind of bleh. Unless it's got a coil pack going bad and it starts to die when it gets warm. Could be that too. That wouldn't necessarily make a miss. Come on, damn it. Hi, Spot Sale Leasing Carpenter. Thank you. Oh lordy, it's hot. And apparently it was just those endros that were thrashing kind of hard, because I got out in the middle and it started thrashing completely different and cleaned right up. So, and I didn't change any settings on the combine, unless it was just still a little damp from the morning dew and then something changed. But I didn't start cutting until, oh, what time did I get out there? I think I had my first hopper full in the truck at 1:08. So I'd have thought it would have been dry enough, but maybe not. Out of the way, birds. Is that a brown? That's a brown pigeon. I've never seen a brown pigeon. Apparently I'm one of the first ones cutting, because everybody else has been down here so far, except for one guy when I was down here with my truck the first time today, has still been hauling corn or beans in. Looks like everybody else is just getting ready to start cutting here in this next week. But my wheat was also ahead a little bit, so which probably worked out. It'll keep me out of the lines down here. I can't imagine standing out here in a dump, dumping trucks all day in this crap. Holy. Between the heat and the dust, you gotta just about die. I think this is the hottest I can remember it for the longest in a long time. Like probably since the 90s, honestly. 12 was a drought year and it wasn't even this bad. I also can't ever remember going this long without rain. Well, I mean, we've had rain, but it's just been like nothing. I'm not even sure it's been soaking in. I think it's just been evaporating off. Ticket time! Okay, let's stop and see how we did on this one. This is a little wetter. Dockage ain't bad. Test weight 58.7, that's pretty good. Moisture 14.1, that's not terrible. They shoot for 13. So taking out the moisture, I lost 5 bushel on that, not even 5 bushel off of that load, so not so bad. Back to the field. Well, here we are, last round. Unfortunately, it got a little thin down here in this hole. skip, so might as well get it. Well, there's my seed for this fall. Should be roughly 100 bushel there. I only need 72 by the math. So now I wish I'd have just kept cutting instead of hauling into the elevator, because now I gotta make a trip all the way down there just for that. I would have fit on that load easy. But I will. I mentioned it's hot. That's a cool picture. But anyway, take this truck back, stuff it in the barn, go get my truck, dump that in my truck, and get everything put away. Call the guy that cleans my seed and get an appointment set up to go haul that stuff in and get it cleaned and treated and bagged and ready to rock and roll. So anyhow, I guess that's it for this one. I'll catch y'all on the next one.